Okay. Hi. All right. We have a smaller group today, but I am excited because that means we just get to have more personalized time together. Do either of you guys want me to critique your websites or just look through and give some feedback?
Yes, please. There's
Okay,
mine.
cool.
I
Yeah,
dropped
go
it in the chat.
put it in the chat. Awesome. Okay. Let me pull this up. All right, and then let me share my screen. Okay. All right, so a couple of things that I'm looking for right off the bat are those beautiful images, which I see. It looks like you do portrait photography,
Hmm.
um, maybe even seniors, which I think I already knew, but this definitely confirms it.
Yep.
Confidence looks good on you. Helping Minneapolis high school seniors avoid stiff opera photos. Yeah, good. We're missing a button or like a call to action that says plan a free chat or like let's get started. And then you have Minneapolis senior photographer as your keyword. Oh, you have it right here. Perfect. Maybe I would maybe put like your Minneapolis senior photographer.
Okay.
Otherwise it's just like, hi, I'm Kristen, Minneapolis. It doesn't like flow quite well, so maybe like your. And
Okay.
then one thing that I think we're missing is another like little hook section before the bio. So something that also maybe displays this a little further. Like
Okay.
confidence looks good on you. So maybe something like, I don't know. If you're feeling like honestly, Chat GPT is like where my life is right now. Hook. Here's an example on how I actually prompt to. Um,
Hmm.
Help me build out a hook section for my senior for I should probably say because this is for Kristen's senior um photog senior portrait page where she wants to explain how she helps them build confidence. Make it 5 words. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. I don't know. Maybe actually not. I don't know. I need to think. Portraits that prove your power. That one's not bad. And that actually kind of follows up with this. The confidence looks
Hmm.
because because confidence is always beautiful.
Hmm.
You could even like maybe combine some of these.
Yeah.
Like because confidence is always beautiful. And then I don't know, and
I
then
hear I hear a lot where like seniors are like, I'm not photogenic, and I'm like, I feel like you should maybe see what you look like before you say that. So
yeah,
I like that you're more photogenic than you think.
that's a good one. Yeah. And then you could build that out further. And so I would
Hmm.
definitely put that like right here, get people really excited. And then we have your bio, which is good. And then here's like a little break section. Your senior photo experience should be more than just pictures, be effortless, fun, and make you feel truly seen and beautiful. It's exactly what I want for you because you deserve to feel valued.
So I
Um,
just changed over from my homepage being seniors and families. So that's why the next little section's about family photos because I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, wait a minute, she also does family photos, I thought. So I didn't want them to be like instantly deterred. I wanted them to scroll a little bit and be like, oh, here it is, and then go to my family page.
Question about that. Would you say you get a lot of families inquiring through your website?
Not recently.
I mean, like previously, maybe before you did this?
Yeah, I would get a lot before I changed over to seniors.
Where are they coming from? Are they coming from Instagram, Google?
They're coming from Google. They
They
were
are.
coming from Google, so.
Okay, and so then that makes me ask the question, like, how were they finding you through Google? What keyword was it? Do you know?
It was Lakeville, like my city family photographer. So
And was that on your homepage?
it was.
Okay, so you were ranking for that.
I
Um,
was. But I was also right. I want to be more of seniors, but I also don't want to forget families altogether because that's where I got my start. So I
Uh-huh.
kind of made my family page its own home page-ish, but I wanted to be like, here's a little section just in case somebody goes to my.
Did you make this page with that keyword again?
Yes.
You put the same keyword.
Yep.
Did you ask Google to recrawl this?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, good. All right, well, you did all the right things. So, um, yeah, I like that they're separated because it's going to make you more of the expert, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now we just need to figure out and make sure that like where they're coming from for families, like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Obviously, when you change keywords and if you were already ranking, then that will go away. But hopefully we can start ranking for this keyword. Did you do the research on this keyword?
Yeah.
And was it like pretty good?
Yes. Yep. I rank number 3 now for Minneapolis senior photographer. So,
Do you get a lot of well, if you already know. Do you get a lot of inquiries?
yes, I am fully booked for the summer now.
Heck
So,
yeah, dude. Let's go. And is it mostly from Google?
yes, it is. And well,
Oh my God.
before I changed my homepage, a lot of them were from Instagram, which was great. But yes, I'm getting now that I'm fully booked, I'm getting more inquiries from Google, and I'm like, I'm fully booked for the summer, but here's what I have for September. So,
Girl, you need to raise your prices.
yeah,
That's what I'm
that's gonna be
saying.
the goal next year is to raise those. So,
I'm proud of you. So, okay. So before you made these changes, maybe you're in the course, right?
what was that?
Are you in the course?
No.
You're not in the course. So is this just stuff that like you've heard just from like my calls and stuff or like
Yep. Mm-hmm.
so before I want to know like what worked and what didn't. So before you were like working with me, let's say, um, were you getting anything from Google like for senior portraits?
Not as much from Google for senior portraits. It was all from Instagram. I was getting a lot of family inquiries from Google.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to niche down my homepage and to be just one. So I went back and forth with it quite often. And so I decided just to go all in on seniors because the worst that could happen is it doesn't work and I'll just switch back to families. But
Yes.
it seems to be going really well with seniors, so
That's great. Like honestly, proud of you. This is
thanks.
awesome. And I just love that like now you can rely on Google and it's kind of nice because you don't really have the pressure to post to Instagram anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
super cool. So what do you feel like, because I think this page looks great. But I want to ask you, what do you feel like isn't great or like is there something you want me to specifically look at, highlight
I think
on?
my homepage is good. I'm more or less trying to get my family page to be back up into number 3.
Uh-huh.
Because obviously when I changed it over, it just dropped.
Right.
So yeah, now my family page, I'm like, what else do I need to add? Like, I don't know what I'm missing. Like, yeah. So,
Okay, let me check this one out. Um, you have Minneapolis family photographer. You could add another hook section just for
okay,
versions.
got it.
Um, Without the stress. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because I assume once we get my family page off, basically like its own homepage essentially again, then I can get rid of that small section on my homepage that says looking for family photos.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can, yeah. And I mean, it's not hurting your conversions right now because you're still getting inquiries. So I would just leave it, I guess.
Okay.
When we make decisions, we want it to be data backed. And so that's why I was asking a bunch of questions like where they were coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you do have your pricing here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's bad. Uh, I don't know, guys. What do you think? If this is this just one page? It doesn't have its own navigation. It's
Yeah, it's
just
just the one whole family page. It's got everything on it. Just the one-stop shop for family related
I'm
stuff.
gonna ask the group if you were looking for a family photographer and you guys are scrolling and then you guys see the pricing right here. So after all of this, what do you guys think? Is that okay? Like, would you be like, oh, that's not bad? Or I don't know. I would love feedback just from everybody watching. You guys can unmute yourselves. I feel like this should be lower. Anyway, sorry, I was someone talking? I didn't mean to interrupt.
I had a thought, but then I lost it.
Oh.
Like I say,
Um,
Brandon, your question in the chat, I'm asking my husband because he helps me with my SEO. So he's gonna know more. So he's gonna check really quick. Because I don't know my domain authority off the top of my head, so I'm gonna ask him
oh, we
if he
can
could.
check
Oh,
actually
okay.
because
Perfect. Because I
I
was like, I don't know.
Mhm. Let's check. Honestly, yeah, if you have good domain authority and you're already ranking, I would assume you have a higher authority, but maybe not. Let's check. Backlinks. Okay, let's go here. 10, not bad. Not bad. Let's see who's linking to you. Businesslakevillechamber.org. Do you know who that
Yep,
is?
that's the my city's Chamber of Commerce website.
They have high authority. Well, 33, not bad. Web directory.
Yeah, I don't know
What?
what that is.
These are like the weird sites, but then they have like such a high domain authority, and it's like, what the heck? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So does the NF mean that it doesn't count? What is the no? That's a no follow, right? But it counts, but it's different.
This spam score or
Oh,
wait,
The NF.
the orange NF right next to web directory on the right side. Yeah, right there.
oh, I don't really know what that means.
I thought it
Not
meant no follow,
no follow. That's what I would say.
but does that mean it doesn't count, or what is that?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Um, let's just Google it.
Did you pay someone on Fiverr?
No, sometimes I don't know. No follow links allows you to analyze. Yeah. N- I guess no follow means maybe, yeah. Let's just confirm what a no follow backlink actually is before I speak without no follow backlink meaning. Yeah, so I don't, yeah, you're not really getting the juice from those, is what I
Mm-hmm.
would assume. So, because they just kind of look spammy anyway, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why it gets a 91 authority. Photo World. What's that about?
I have no idea what this one is, but hey, that's my picture, so I guess
Is that accurate?
it is. Oh,
Huh.
and they have my address on it. That's wonderful.
Ooh, don't love that.
Don't love that, but all right.
Hmm. Here's another one.
Yep,
They
that
have
one is a interview that I did.
nice. That's a great backlink. Yeah, any opportunity, honestly, that you guys get to have a backlink, I would do it. Why is this a no follow?
That's not even me. Weird.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Well, the
strange.
10 authority isn't bad, honestly. And I think, you know, that's probably why you're ranking. Honestly, like domain authority has a big pull on what ranks and what doesn't. Also, the keyword, making sure it's not
Mm-hmm.
super competitive. So, as far as Minneapolis, let's just look at family. Uh, did I spell that right?
Yep.
Okay. So it's low, which is good. Who's currently showing up for that? Do you have your Google Business set up?
Yep, I do.
Are you listed here? Let's see. Um, this really goes off of ratings. Do you have a lot of like Google
Yeah, I have
reviews?
76 5 stars.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure you're showing up, but let's keep going. Let's see. Um, let's see who's here. We'll see what they have on their page. Minneapolis. She has it here.
Mm-hmm.
Videos go a long way for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually in day 7 doing a whole YouTube strategy video, um, which hopefully will bring some enlightenment in the course about that. But yeah, she does have a lot of backlinks here. Okay, this is good. I don't see a lot of, oh, she has it here in the footer. I don't see it anywhere else with Minneapolis besides the video. Okay, let's see where your keywords are. Okay, you have it there. FAQ, the form, how it works. Are all of these images optimized?
Yes, they are.
You could put like a little peek into some Minneapolis family photos
Okay.
or family photos in Minneapolis, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I don't know, I might move the pricing down a bit because I feel like it's a little, think of your page as like they're starting cold and then they get warmer and warmer and warmer the more that they go down. And so at this point, if it's right here, I'm not sure they're warm yet. Like they may
Mm-hmm.
need to see this, maybe another testimonial, the experience, and then the
Where would you suggest I
portfolio.
put it then? Just like above the gallery or?
I would probably put it like here and then the here's how it works. I don't know. Or maybe after this. I would try putting it at the bottom of your page. Do you have Hotjar too? Because you could
Yep,
see
I do.
where we lose people. And most of the time, obviously, people stick around for the top part of the page. And so if they want to book,
Mm-hmm.
then you have more of an option there. But the pricing is there for them if they want to see it. And you have it here too. I don't even know if you need it really. I don't know. What do you guys think? Thoughts from the peanut gallery?
Are you talking about thinking what are our thoughts about moving it down lower?
Or just removing it altogether. Like, I don't even know if you need it because you have it here.
I mean, don't you get more like time, like your bounce time is less if you, or I don't know if it's less or more, but you have more engagement on your page if they have to click a few things to get to pricing.
You do have more engagement. Yeah. And I would say the people that are price shopping right now, I don't know, they're probably not the people that you would want to book right away. Maybe that's more for higher end, more like expensive services like weddings, but typically I found like the people that are price shopping and just looking for the price aren't typically like my ideal client.
Mm-hmm.
So because you have it and you don't even have, I guess your next step is you don't even have a consultation call, right? Or is it that they choose the date that they want to have it and then they book it? How does that
So
work?
yeah, so that's I do it one of two ways because around here a lot of people like to either do it book the session themselves or they like their handheld through the entire process.
Okay.
So this is like just you book a session and then after that it's an optional Zoom chat or in-person chat. Because a lot of people are just like, yeah, I'm good. We don't, I mean, just send me the guides and I'm fine. So it's like very hands off that way, but some other people really like to be walked through the whole process.
Right.
So
So, have you had any problems with conversions like this previously before you switched the page?
no,
Okay. Did you have your pricing on your old page?
not on my homepage, I didn't.
Honestly, I would remove it. I think
Okay.
that's where I'm leaning right now because if they do want the extended session, you can put it here, because then they're going to see it for sure. And then I don't know, maybe you could put starting price somewhere, but I think I'm voting for remove it and then they'll see it here when they choose the date. What do you think?
Yeah, I can try that.
Don't delete it, just hide it.
Okay.
Does it show it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so just like hide it and then see what people do. And like we can make a data back decision maybe next month.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool. And you have Hotjar, yes? I think you said
Yep.
yes. Awesome. Yeah, just see where we lose people and if like they're looking for pricing or I don't know, or what they're
Hmm.
doing right now too. And if they get here and then they leave, then that tells me,
Hmm.
oh, it's not sitting well.
Okay.
Yeah, so ultimately, let me just re-look through it.
I guess the biggest thing right now is like figuring out where else I can add Minneapolis family photographer or like Minnesota or, Lakeville where I live or something like that so that
Wait,
it
where were
keeps
the
coming up.
galleries? Do you have a like gallery stuff?
It's at the bottom. It's this section right here.
Oh, you know what I would do that would be better for SEO? What this chick did. She did this. Well,
Okay.
actually, these are from the blog, but you could do galleries or
Okay.
something that you have from the blog, but it's more summarized only because I think for usability, it's just a long way to scroll.
Okay.
I don't know. And it's better for SEO if people click too and go to like another page.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you have your form here too, which is great.
So then would you suggest I do like showcase the galleries like that on my senior page and
Wait,
also then?
wait, so there's two things that are happening. They go here or they fill out the form.
Yep. So yeah, that's the two methods. It's either you can book it yourself or you can fill out the contact form and I can walk you through the entire process because like I said, there's some people that like to have their hand held through the whole
Okay,
thing.
so then maybe you title this not sure what to do or like what to do next. Let's have a free consultation. Because otherwise I'm like, what's this form for? So maybe just put like a little headline here that's like, not sure what to do next. Reach out and let's have a free chat. Or like not sure how to book or
Okay.
that type of thing.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah. Ultimately, though, looks good. I've been trying to be better at remembering to look at these via mobile. And that looks pretty solid. Yeah. Cool. Do you have any questions or does anybody else see anything?
For the showcasing galleries on like this page, should I do the same thing for my senior page then as well?
Good call.
I have
Yes,
it like I have a specific senior page.
I would. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So
What do
you
you
have to
have here?
click.
Oh,
Those are the blog posts. If you go up to the top and select services, there's buttons throughout all this thing that takes you to the senior page, but the services spot's the easiest where I can go.
gotcha.
So the
Yeah.
senior,
Okay.
yeah, the
Um,
senior page has a big old long gallery too.
yeah. I mean, this is your service page. I'm curious. I'm curious as to why we would need this page if they're already seeing everything they need to on the home page. I guess it's just another way for them to click around, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the pricing too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably have like a little blog summary section for sure of
Okay.
pointing to like specific galleries that are like a full-blown gallery of like one senior and this person and that person.
Okay.
And then people can stalk you and like see the versatility and not just like the portfolio work. I'm like a big stalker person when it comes to choosing a photographer, and I know I'm not alone. Because this was before I got married and before I was a photographer, I was like stalking photographers to see who was more my style. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure there are other people that do that, and that's why I like having the option of showing just real work in a full gallery. But yeah, overall looks really good, Kristen. Like you've come a very long way and I love it.
Thank you.
Mhm. Cool. Okay. Let's see if anybody else wants their website critiqued, just go ahead and put it in the chat. Brandon says your homepage looks great. Uh, and then this is in Show It. Yes. Anybody else want their website critiqued? Okay. Oh, am I saying this correct? Is it, how do you say your name? I don't want to botch it.
Oh, no worries. It's Mare.
Mare. Okay,
Uh-huh.
awesome. Okay.
So I
Let-
just started
Oh, I
this
love your
website.
logo. I love how like
Thank
colorful it is.
you.
Very pretty.
Thank you.
Okay. And your edit style, it's very clear you have a very clear style, which is good because that's
Wow.
part of your brand. Let's see.
I'm trying to like rank for queer photographer Denver or LGBTQ
Uh-huh.
photographer Denver.
Have you researched those keywords? Hang on.
I have, and it looks like it's not the most popular thing to, but I can't, it's been a while since I researched them.
Okay, let's see. So queer or LGBT, what'd you say? LGBTQ?
Yep, LGBTQ. Because I realized I can do families, you know, individuals, but the niche that's kind of threading it together is the population.
Yeah. Hmm.
But
So what kind of photography is it? Is it couples? Is it portraits? Is it families? What like niche would you say?
sorry, can you say that again, Danny? Sorry.
Yeah, no. So like it would your niche be more like couples, families, like what type of like or portraits? Like is there a specific like niche within that?
I think the two are going to be families, like queer families or LGBTQ headshots.
Headshots, so more
Mhm.
portraits and families.
Yes, because it's kind of like a red ocean, the wedding scene for LGBTQ
Mhm.
couples.
Gotcha. So let's rewrite the story. That's I like this. This is really good for your brand, like a brand message,
Good.
because that's a big fear obviously people have. Like I never feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so how you solve that problem, right? So how do you make
Mm-hmm.
them feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
And then here you're already relating to that like type of client who might be
Mm-hmm.
looking for someone who identifies as them.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt misunderstood by a photographer? Totally get that. Queer Joy Photo is about celebrating queer people for who they are. We're all amazing.
Ouch.
We just need people that recognize and see that.
I like this because it shows like the humanness, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I always love videos too, because I feel like videos are a great way to just connect. They're also really good for SEO. Um,
Good.
so this is good. I wonder if there's a way to get this to autoplay, but I guess is this built within Show It?
It's in WordPress through that
Yeah,
Cadence
your
plugin.
cadence. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a way to actually get it to play unless it was a GIF, but then there would be no sound, so that wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I could research it.
yeah, as far as keyword goes, it doesn't look like those are pretty popular, so it would be hard to rank for that specific type of keyword.
Mm-hmm.
What we could try is let's look at it's not uh headshot photographer. I don't think you wouldn't say you're a headshot photographer, right?
I could totally go that direction. Mm-hmm.
Headshot. So because I feel like almost your brand is like getting people comfortable and like just photos that feel like them. So
Mm-hmm.
headshot kind of feels more like professional, like for
Yeah.
business. I
Yeah.
would say like portrait photography is probably more, and
That
that's
would be
not,
good.
I mean, yeah, headshot is better.
It might be like a cultural thing out here. Is that's what they call them?
Maybe. I'm in
Maybe.
Utah, so I don't know what, I
It's
mean, we're
weird.
kind
I'm
of
from
close.
California and we would say portraits, but
Yeah.
here it's like a headshot, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can try headshot and then maybe like look at data and see like what's happening with that.
Okay.
Um, and then we need some type of headline here. So something that explains from the get-go like who we're talking to, what service you offer, and maybe like what makes you different than just like a normal headshot photographer, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
um, something that's like less or if 5 words. So let's say, help me. I'm just gonna copy this prompt and then change it. I use ChatGPT a lot.
Yeah, it's
Build
great.
out a headline slash tagline section. Mayor's portrait. I'll say, or she wants to explain how she helps. Oh, I'm sorry. You're
Oh,
pretty.
no worry. It's okay. It's all good.
To express how, what would you say? How to feel confident?
Mm-hmm.
How to feel confident in themselves in front of a camera. Let's see. That one's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, confidence starts with being seen. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Gosh, I like all of these. They're so good.
Yeah, so something, maybe something
Mhm.
like this, just
Mhm.
like right here off the bat shows who you serve,
Yes.
who you're
Yep.
for, and like what your
Mhm.
service is. And then
Mhm.
maybe like a little tagline underneath that has that keyword, which is like Denver portrait photographer.
Mhm.
Um, and then renaming this page to also be Denver portrait photographer. And maybe in the meta description, we can talk more about how, you're more like LGBTQIA plus focused, that
Mhm.
type of thing. And then that kind
Mhm.
of further defines like those people that are looking for that specific thing, but you're
Mhm.
showing up organically, right? Um,
Yes. Yeah.
so we can do something like that and then have a button here too that is like get in touch or like schedule a free chat, like let's talk about you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
It seems like that's going to be maybe a good way to go because
I like
I
this too.
think most of the population is more like individuals versus
Mhm.
families.
Mhm.
So I think headshots or portrait, I should start with that as the landing.
Oh,
Like
I
it
guess
would.
headshot was our thing, huh?
Mhm.
I keep
Yeah.
forgetting what our keyword was.
It's so weird. It's because it feels so corporate.
I know that's
Mm.
why. I mean, I did grow up in California, so maybe that's like
Yeah.
what I think of, but
Yep.
I don't
Same.
know. I guess you're right. So
Mhm.
I like this section. I think we're missing a button, but
Yes.
honestly, beautifully designed. Like it feels very clear. It's clean. It's also got like some fun little animations, which are good. And then this is cool. I just think we need more like call to actions, like more
Okay.
buttons. But
Mhm.
these bullet points look really nice. This is all good. I want to make that bigger.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's just like we're immediately just like, boom, let's get rid of that limiting belief.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then another button here. All of
Okay.
this is really great messaging. Like you're speaking very clearly to a
Mhm.
person who's looking at exactly what you serve, and that's
Good.
being shown through very well. So,
Good. Well, thank you for your template because I worked really hard with your template that you
oh, awesome. I'm
suggested.
glad that
Yeah.
it helped.
It was huge. Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
honestly, like that's the point. Like even if you don't use it, just use it as inspiration.
Oh,
Um,
total. Yeah.
location scouting, wardrobe support, that's cool. I would go into more detail about that.
Okay.
Because like I would be curious as someone who like wants headshots but doesn't know what to wear.
Mhm.
Like help me with that. So I don't know, maybe have like a full section about that. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I could do like phone consultation or Zoom consultations because I have a wardrobe guide that's
Uh-huh.
not super gendered. It can be for anyone,
Uh-huh.
but I think being able to, text back and forth could be good photos of
Yeah.
what they're wanting.
Yeah, explain maybe how the wardrobe process works and
Hmm.
then just like a little like section here.
Yeah.
And I think honestly what we're really missing is the buttons. Like I just need more buttons
More buttons.
to really encourage like it's time to reach out. It's time to get in touch. It's time
Mm-hmm.
to book me, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We
Totally.
don't have a right to become who we are. Yeah, I love that. Let's honor your authentic moments. Uh-huh. The puppy.
Yeah.
I like it.
It was a sweet little dog.
FAQs. Yeah, again, more buttons.
More
We
buttons.
I think I
Mm-hmm.
would say honestly like a button at the end of each section.
Okay.
Don't make it super hard for people to get in contact. You're kind of just like slowly doing like a little push that's like, reach out to me, you know?
Reach out. Reach out. Yep.
Mhm. And then is this like a blog summary section?
I think it is. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So if you make them sticky, or well, yeah, because within WordPress, so the more that you blog, like these will probably show up.
Okay. I've never used WordPress, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a way to, I'm not sure how it works on the back end, but I'm pretty sure if you make it like sticky, it should appear like within
Okay.
these.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that's how it works with the WordPress show it thing. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Yeah, honestly, really great. The message is clear. I think people that are coming here are really going to understand and feel hopefully comfortable to reach out. I just think we need more buttons,
Buttons. And the
more
goal
calls.
is to get them to the contact me. That's what the buttons are going to, right?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say the goal is to get them to go straight to contacting you because do you offer like a consultation call, like
Yes.
me about you? Okay.
Yes.
So I would do, uh, I would also maybe build out, because believe it or not, like your contact form is also a way to kind of build a first impression as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
as just like a little recommendation, I would ask more questions about them, just things
Ah,
that you can take with you into that call that might be important to know. So, what's your biggest fear, or like, what do you really want out of these photos?
mm-hmm.
Where do you feel like, yeah, again, like where is your biggest fear in front of the camera? How can we make you comfortable? Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Just
Yeah.
brainstorm some questions that you can ask because then it shows that you're listening and it also makes people feel good about inquiring with you because they're like, "Oh, she's like asking all the right questions. Like
Yes.
he,
Yes.
they get it," kind of thing.
Yes.
So, that's kind of what I would do. What do you think?
Yes. Oh, I think that's great. I guess I guess I do have a structural question.
Uh-huh.
The services button that goes to families, headshots, and mini sessions. Do you think I should really just kind of focus on not even having a services page or a services option and just have it like be one home page?
No, because if you do all of them,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's bad. Per se. I need to think about that.
Okay.
You do have your pricing.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of like the headshots
Yeah.
page.
What do you enjoy doing all types, like, or primarily headshots?
Headshots are really pleasant and mellow. So I think if I were to have to do that for the rest of my life, I think I would be happy to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
I think if
families,
you
I know that like not every LGBTQ family can go to any photographer sometimes. So
Mhm,
like just being there to, because I do have a background in doing a lot of family work
mhm,
before I realized I was queer. So like I absolutely can, and I'm happy to do queer families as well.
mhm. I mean, if there's a need,
Mm-hmm.
then I would say like, that could be an opportunity for you to stand out in the market. So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily shy away from that, especially if you do like it. So
Okay. Okay.
I think honestly, like it comes down to what do we like to do most and what do we want to be booking more of, you know?
Yeah.
Because essentially that's what we need to be marketing. So if it's not something you want to keep doing, then I wouldn't market it. But if it is something you'd like to be doing and it also seems like there's a huge like need for it, then
Mm-hmm.
I mean if you can stand out, then that would be awesome. Um,
Thank you. And maybe senior portraits. It's kind of like if I could be a one-stop shop for the queer community,
Right.
out here.
Right.
That would be amazing.
Kristen said check creative portraits.
Creative portraits, yeah.
What if we just do you travel?
I'm happy to travel. I mean, I am a single parent, so I don't have a
Looks like that's a
ton
good
of.
keyword, but it's not centralized around Denver. So
Okay, creative portrait photography. Yeah, that's well searched, huh?
what's
Is
a good one?
queer photographer searched in general? Because maybe I could travel for that. No.
No, it's not even
Okay.
showing up.
Man. Okay.
All keywords were removed. Let's try. Not
Hmm.
bad. Yeah, I mean, that's actually not a bad keyword if it's general.
Okay.
So you
That's
could
good.
maybe run with something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Did you just change this or was it always like this? Your title of your page here, LGBTQ family.
I always had that actually,
Oh,
but I
weird. It
literally
wasn't
just
showing up originally when hang on, let me go to your home. So
okay.
yeah, your home page doesn't have it.
It should, huh?
Yeah, I would say if this is your main landing page, this is
Mhm.
what we want showing up on Google. So this
For
is
L
where we're going to put that keyword.
and it was LGBTQ photographer, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that keyword alone, it looks like, yeah, I mean, even any variation of that one would
Okay.
probably show up. So
Okay. Perfect.
I think you could get away with that.
Yay! Thank
Yeah,
you so
awesome.
much. Thank you.
I'm obsessed with your logo, so that's great.
Oh, yay! Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Um, okay. Anybody else want me to check out your website or critique? I'm gonna kind of clear some of the stuff here. If you'd like me to critique your website, you can toss it in the chat. And I have the chat here. Yeah. Well, I wait. I've just been like working so hard to get the remaining days out for the course, and I'm so excited because I think day 5 is gonna drop tonight, and then day 6 will probably be like Friday, and day 7 might be also Friday. I'm not sure. We're working really hard because I've set like a hard launch date for everything to be done by June 5th, like launching. So that's the deadline, but it's coming and I'm so excited because it's so good.
A
Bethany's
lot of
like, I'm so
work.
excited. What's up, Brandon? What, Brandon? Did you say
I
something?
said it's a lot of work. I mean, I'm having trouble just like watching all of them, like try while I'm working. I'm like, I can't imagine how long it took to like put it all together.
Yeah, I mean, I want it to be digestible, so it's not like super long videos, but like I want them to be short enough so that you can get it done in a day, like each module. So, yeah, with that said, when we launch, I'm gonna have like a bunch of incentives for people to get through the course and try and get through it in a week. That way I just get a better grip on like if it's too long or I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it's gonna be great. I'm so excited.
I
I'm
think the
just
longer the better. I mean, like I've learned so much. Like like right now, I've worked this whole month on my website, and I just from the lessons, I know there's so many things I'm not implementing yet, and I can't wait to see what it does. I've only implemented like a fourth of the things, and I feel like I'm getting more inquiries already. So
awesome. Oh, I love to hear that. Seriously. If you don't mind, I kind of remember what your site looked like last month. Did you make any updates?
um, did I even post my site? Did I
No,
post mine?
did you show me your site?
No, I don't think I did. I mean, it was
Maybe you didn't.
it was really bad. I mean, I
Oh,
can't.
you know what we did? We looked at other people's websites. That's
Yes,
what we
we
did.
looked like
Because
Jay
I
and
was like,
Mac.
I feel like we've had this conversation. No, yeah,
No,
you're
no,
right.
I watched you suggested films by Madeline and like Jay and Mac and a couple other like videographers, and it's
Yeah.
just like changed my whole perspective about wedding videography. So that was awesome. Those suggestions.
Good. I'm glad. Well, I can't wait to see what you come up with when it's ready.
Yeah.
But I love that you're already getting inquiries. Okay, so Danica, hi. So
Hi.
excited. Okay, so let's check it out.
So, well, I was gonna say, so this is what I'm currently working on. So if you want to go to like my actual website, if it's like annoying for you to like look everything up, because obviously nothing's like completed. But I just wanted to get your like weigh in because I basically have kind of one brand, but like two big services that I offer. And I find it works well if I can just be like, yes, I'm a wedding person, but I'm also a pet person because I rank pretty well for like pet photography in my area. So I'm dabbling on like, I don't know, it almost feels like I have two different websites, but I'm trying to like meld them together in a way that like makes sense. So I've done like my hero pages, which is what you're looking at now. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like confusing or if it's a lot or if it kind of just all makes sense or
Okay, so a couple questions. So, do you already get inquiries for like pet photography and stuff like that? You do.
for the
Um,
pet side, the wedding side, I would say it's I don't really rank a lot for that in my area.
if you're already ranking and doing well for the pet stuff, I wouldn't make too many changes because I wouldn't want that to go away, especially if that's something you enjoy doing. As for the weddings, I think where you're headed is great because you're talking already about kind of meshing the two with like pup friendly here and always pup friendly. So you can totally make that a part of it. And you can even on your wedding page talk about how you do pet photography as well. And so like that's a big value for you and that's going to stand out with people that are getting married and maybe want to include their dogs and that's going to be a really big value sell for them. So that's like one way I could see you meshing it is talking more about actual pet photography on your page here. So let me before I get ahead of myself, let me like read what's going on.
Yeah. So, well, and 80% of my clients are pet owners. So that's usually how
Okay,
people
so
find is like
you're,
through my pet stuff. Yeah,
so you're already on the right track. Um, Let me see your actual website first before
for
what is
sure. Yeah. So it'll be just my name here. I'll write it here for you. Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there an image that's supposed to be here?
There's a video there, which usually
Oh, there
looks
it goes.
pretty
There it
good,
goes.
but yeah.
It's probably me. Don't worry about it.
Good. And I find too,
I love
like, yeah, I offer like a lot of things. So I do photo or video for weddings. I'm going more in the video like direction these days, so I'm kind of pivoting a little bit.
Okay. Because you have photography, there's a lot of keywords happening here.
Yeah.
So that's why I like separating them.
Okay.
Did you do the research on this keyword?
East. So yeah, the East End part isn't really ranking. So like, I would love any weigh in on that. I find Toronto's so saturated and everything, but
Let's check.
um,
Oh,
trying to
so
figure out.
photographer is okay. Let's check videographer. I would split the two.
Yeah.
Uh, Not as searched. So I think you do both, right? Which, like, you said you're leaning more towards videography.
Yeah.
Is that because that's where your passion is, or do you want to also still be booking photography?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like sometimes I find myself like flip-flopping a bit with like what I love more. But I actually like went to film school and everything. So wanting to like go back to like the video side. Anyway, and just like the clientele's a little different and like the demands on my body is different and like I'm not getting any younger. So yeah, logistics, it's like feeling like video. And it's about 50-50 this year. About half of my weddings are video and then half of them are photo. So
So, okay. Because wedding photographer is a good keyword and that is the service you still offer at this point, I don't know if I would completely change and pivot away. I would just make two separate pages probably. One
Okay.
talking specifically about photography, one talking specifically about videography. Then on each of those, you can talk about how being a pet photographer plays into their wedding day. How is that a value that they can like have by booking with you, right? Um, so as far as keyword goes, that's what I would do. I would do Toronto wedding photographer as one, and then Toronto videographer, wedding videographer as another. Um, and then maybe we can have like a services page where you can put what photography and then videography and then link to both. So
Okay.
that if people wanted to see, maybe they came through your photography page and they want to see your videography, they could go there. That's maybe how I would approach it because it's
Yeah.
kind of hard. Because I don't want to take away all of your like increase in your money from like photography, but if we're pushing videography, then I would maybe build more resources around videography.
Okay.
Um, so
Yeah.
like how to like get married. So something like how to get married in Toronto, and then you pitch yourself, hey, I'm actually a videographer. If you're looking to get married and you want a videographer who cares, like I'm here.
Yeah.
So we can push that content, not just the photography.
Yeah.
But if you're showing up for both, then that's not bad because you're still getting work. You have a button here. I wouldn't go straight to packages. I'd probably go to your contact page.
Yeah. Okay.
Like like let's get started, schedule free chat, something like that.
Yeah, but I honestly like you just saying like dividing it is the best way to go is such a good. I know it sounds so simple, but it's something I'm always like trying to shift through because it's like I offer so many different but the same services and I don't want people to like kind of get confused. Because
Right,
I
right.
find yeah, I find in general like when people do inquire, they're good to give me detail because I think they have to specify, right? Like, oh, yeah, I'm here for video. Oh, I'm here for photo.
Well,
And
and you can specialize because they're both different services.
yeah.
I'm sure Brandon could tell you, like it's very different.
Yeah.
So, they're very different in what you're speaking to, if that makes sense. And so when you separate them, you can be more of the expert and you can then also charge the higher prices because, oh, there's all of it. So also real quick, you have Ontario, but then you have Toronto. So I would choose one. And
Okay.
then maybe if you want to like target the other city, you can create another landing page for that city that talks about all about Ontario. Then you're showing up for both, which would be ideal. So I wouldn't have the conflicting keywords though. Unless you
Okay.
just put Canada, but I mean, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ontario's our province, so it's like Toronto's within that.
Oh, I get it. Sorry, you're right. I get
Yeah,
so
yeah.
confused.
It's okay.
There's an Ontario city in California, and it throws me off. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
So it's
I
like
would,
I'm trying to like I guess like target different keywords and like areas, but if
I
you're kind of
wouldn't. I would
like
stick to
like
one
the
keyword per
one.
page and focus on that one. So
Okay.
if you wanted to then do an Ontario page, then you'd center everything around that keyword.
Okay.
That's what's going to work the best because if you've got conflicting ones, it confuses Google. It's like I don't know
Okay.
possibly what this is. Um, And like this is all videography stuff. Like you've got moving picture here of a video, you've got video here and here. So this is not a photography page to me. This is a videography page.
Okay. Great.
And
No,
then I
that's
would
yeah.
I would put a headline here that says something about how you are a pet photographer, like you love to capture pets and how that applies to a wedding day.
Okay.
Because just having this here, it's not really talking besides this one, it's not really talking about weddings. So talk about how this is also your specialty. Like I love dogs. I love incorporating dogs in wedding days. Here are some of my work with dogs or, pets, right? Not
Yeah.
just dogs. Uh, yeah.
Well, and you mentioned too, which got me really excited previously when you were saying how you're going to do stuff on YouTube. So
Yes.
I have hundreds of videos on YouTube just from
Great.
work. So I'm excited to like hear what you're going to say too, because it's yeah, I mean, it's easy to embed, especially with Show It. So
Well, so check this out. So give me a wedding venue from your area that maybe someone might look up?
I do, it's called Hotel Ocho. So Hotel OCHO. No,
Toronto.
Toronto, yeah.
Okay, so check this out. Here's a key word right here. What just happened? Go away, wait,
Oh,
wait,
this is
wait.
genius.
Okay, so you've got this, which is the keyword, right? So if you do a blog that's talking like elegant downtown Toronto wedding in Hotel Ocho, then you make a blog about it and you embed the video within the blog. Not only is that going to increase the chances of that blog popping up organically, but the video will also pop up. And so anybody that clicks that video is immediately getting directed to your video, like your videography work. So not only are they seeing the venue, but that's just one way that it kind of works for photographers. You can also do this for educational pages. So if you're doing like how to elope in Yosemite, sit down, record a video of yourself talking about it, post it to that educational page. And then like boom, you have more SEO juice. Google rewards YouTube videos because YouTube is under Google. So if you have the keyword within the video itself, then Google's going to use that as a result. For example, if I were to go to Google and I were to type in Hotel Ocho Toronto wedding. Sometimes it pops up. Yeah. Well, that's Instagram, but it does show the YouTube videos. Or if I were to do a how to, so a
I'm ranked. I'm on there.
how to plan. Did you?
Yeah.
Where?
It's like that one, Danica.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
You're like, which one? I'm like, this is the one I like actually do. It's like the only good one I have. I didn't do video for this one, but yeah, it's my current one.
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude.
Heck yeah.
Look at that. You're already ranking. Well done. So then if we did how to plan a wedding. Well, now it's doing this AI thing. And honestly, the AI, it pulls from the top results, but it also pulls from people that are really trusted. So if you have a Google business page and you have a lot of reviews, it will pull from you as well. Like here you can see it's pulling from these top things and it's just summarizing. The thing I hate about the AI, and I'm gonna be doing a video on this in the future, is it deters people from clicking, which kind of sucks, but it does have the link to the top spots that are talking about the valuable information. So it's kind of a whatever. And then ChatGPT is also being used as a search result. And what I have found is it's using the credible sources, again, pulling from the top sources, but then also pulling from people who have accredited like credibility. So that really just comes down to your Google reviews. So it's pulling from Google and the web, but it wants to give like it's smart enough to know like looking at reviews and stuff. So it's kind of crazy. We're going to be getting into that not like with right now, but it will be in the course later because I'm still learning about it, but that's what I've noticed so far. Crazy. Anyway, sometimes here we go. Here's the videos. So how to plan a destination wedding. This was 2022. Here's 24. And this is a destination wedding planner. Yeah, I mean, videos go a long way. So if you can embed them in a place that would fit the keyword of the page, that's what I would probably do. And then also, I know you're still building this page, so just make sure that these link out. And I
Yeah.
would, instead of just putting the venue, I would use like description or like a descriptive adjective. So, fall wedding at Hotel Ocho in Toronto or something like that.
Okay.
And this is cool. I like this section.
Yeah, content is like I have a love-hate with it, but yeah, it's like gonna be an add-on
Explain
and
this a little more because
yeah.
I'm a little confused. Your wedding day moves fast. Like is it your iPhone behind the scenes type stuff, like content for Instagram?
I'm kind of this year is a bit of a workshopping of like what exactly that's going to be. Right now, I'm just as I'm filming, I'm able to do just phone, and it's a very I'm trying to do it more of like a quick service, like you get it the next day, and that's
Yeah.
like the biggest advantage. Yeah,
So stuff you could market it as stuff to put on Instagram the next day. and like it's your content creation. I think that's what they're calling themselves now. People that do this, they call themselves like the content creators
Yeah.
or the content captures or something like that. I can't remember, but you could sell it that way and explain it a little more because I think this is a huge value. I'm just a little confused on like what that
Yeah.
actually is. So maybe a few bullet points of iPhone videos given to you the next day to show all your friends on Instagram. You know, something that's going to get them excited.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of how I'm like trying to divide it. I'm like, look, you can go this
Yeah,
way or
I
that
think
way,
the brand messaging is good. Um, like this. We need a button here.
but,
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then the headline, like I mentioned here. Um, yeah, this is definitely more of a videography page, not photography.
yeah.
I would make this your videography page.
Yeah.
Yeah, build this out a little further to explain. What are these? Are these like blogs?
So I haven't linked them to anything, but again, I've just kind of thrown photography at the bottom. Like I'm just like, here, this is something I'm still offering.
I would remove this. I would just make a photography page. What you could do is at the bottom have a call to action that's like interested in just photography, go here. Maybe
Okay.
something like that. And then like I said, have a services drop down, videography, photography. Um, that would probably be a start. That way you're not like work smarter, like we don't want to lose all the inquiries, but we are pushing videography, so that's what the content will be around mostly.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And then this is your pet section.
Yeah. And for pets too, I mean, it's a whole other conversation, but I actually do a lot of like end of life.
Yeah.
So they're called like legacy sessions is what I'm calling them. And yeah. So yeah, so also like you said, kind of with my weddings page, I'm pushing video and like pets, I'm more pushing like seniors and like, you know,
So you have pet
that new, yeah.
photography. Uh let's just start real general.
Yeah.
No. Uh mhm. Let's just go general. Yeah, maybe. Um
When I look up a lot, especially for my area, I get a lot of the like,
that one.
photographer near me. Like, do you put that on your website? Like,
No,
okay.
I don't know. I mean, because it's hard to put that organically.
Yeah.
Usually Google's smart enough to know where they're at based on their IP address and will find the nearest pet photographer within that IP area, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
that as the specific, oh, legacy. Well, I guess that's what you're naming it, so it wouldn't really be a keyword. Button here. Yeah, I mean, this is great. I think, I think, I don't know. I would probably not do this. And under services, I'd have wedding photography, wedding videography, and then maybe like the pet section. I don't know. I want them separated.
Sounds.
But
Yeah. It's yeah.
because it's a part of your brand though, and like you like working with couples who bring their dogs to their wedding days, that's the only reason I'm not saying like remove it because that's more of a unique situation. I would just maybe add that to like the services drop down. And then I would make videography your like big service because that's what you want to focus on.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think what it comes down to is if you don't want to be booking it anymore, usually I just say remove it. But if photography is a big part of your income right now, it's obviously hard to just like cold turkey that. So you're phasing out photography, but we're going to be focusing content wise on videography.
Yeah. Well, and it's on the other hand too, it's like all my other services are also kind of photo based. Like I still love the photo aspect of pets and everything. So I don't know, pulling photo out of everything, like I don't think I could do, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Like I know it's hard to push one thing, but also you have to kind of keep it around, right? But
I want to know your domain authority because you're ranking, and Brandon brings up a good point. So I'm just gonna check it real quick.
Yeah, please.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's very good. Buzzsprout. That's a big one.
And that's, yeah, it's a
I don't even
podcast
know
as
if, oh, it's a podcast, even better.
well.
What was wait, is Buzzsprout is the podcast platform. What was it? What was the other one that was like the pop culture
BuzzFeed?
BuzzFeed? I got real confused for a second. Never mind. Oh, but Peerspace is good. Nice. That's a good one. How did these people find you? Did you pitch yourself or did they just
So the podcast, it's my community, my pet community. So like they're pretty local to me and I've like photographed their dogs. And then she was like, come to my podcast. So
I mean, it's a great backlink because they obviously have a high domain authority. Like it's a podcast platform. So
Did Peerspace reach out to you before they like
yeah,
ranked you? They
no,
did the same to me. I was like, awesome. I got ranked by Peerspace too, and I didn't even know about it for like 3 months.
yeah, no, me neither. And then I was like, what even is this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Photobug is a great one. I always tell all of my mentor students to get in on this one
Yeah.
in the
Do you
Facebook.
find because well, and it feels like it was forever ago when I got that. Is it okay that it's like it doesn't matter how old it is?
No, that's why SEO is amazing because it
Yeah.
lasts for a very long time. Whereas like an Instagram post maybe gets traction like a couple days after
Yeah.
and then it's done. SEO really is like for years, which is great. Confetti magazine? Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Uh, again, it's a no follow. That stinks. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you have a great domain authority. So honestly, what that tells me is any page that you create for a keyword, if it's low competition and it's a high search volume, is going to be really good for you. Because you do have a good authority already. So we don't really need to focus too much on building that up. I would say like your strategy is going to be more of building the right content to show up for specific keywords and the specific service. Whether that's the navigational, which I'm talking about in day 5, which is talking more about like your targeted landing pages. So there's two types. There's navigational, which is like a location-based service page. So Toronto wedding videographer. And then there's an informational, which is like how to get married in Toronto, you know. So
Right.
based on those two, if you can make them towards videography, and you get the keyword right, then I would assume you would start ranking pretty well pretty quickly, because of your authority. So yeah, but overall, I love the design. I think the message is clear. You've got a lot of good things like your approach and like some limiting beliefs. And then you have your value cell with the pets, and also the content creation. I would just build those out further and like you're Gucci. Like you're doing great. So,
Cool. Okay, good.
and then also the next thing I'll say is you want to also make sure you have data to back it up. So just making sure that like people are doing what they should be doing, like clicking, inquiring, and doing all of that wonderful stuff that we love. So, um, use tools like Hotjar to like screen record, look at your Google Search Console and your Google Analytics as well. And that will tell us a lot on what's going on. Do you have any questions?
No, I mean, no, you've taken so much time to talk, so thank you so
Oh no,
much.
you're like totally fine. That's why I'm here. Um, yes. Also, I think is this show it?
Yeah.
So you can like put a video in if it's not linked to YouTube or Vimeo, correct?
You can start to, they have to be, yeah, just like really short. But that's essentially what this is. So these are technically like GIF files, but the
Yeah.
ones below, like the rectangle ones, are like video, like MP4s or whatever. So
Okay. Good to know.
yeah.
Even
I
as
think
like
that
a
makes
photographer, you could be using video. Sorry, what were you gonna say? Who said
so
it?
there's a separate file for GIF versus video.
Yeah, it just honestly, and it wasn't until like if you go to my like website, all those videos that you had mentioned, you're like, oh, this is really good. It's a lot of just like my face. That's all video files.
All these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, okay.
I love this section too. This should be
So those
somewhere.
are GIFs though. Those aren't video, or they are.
those are yeah. So those I like made for Instagram, and I just pulled them
Okay.
into just like a video format, like file format. Yeah,
Mhm.
as long as they're short enough and they're under a certain amount of like load per second, yeah, you're able to do that.
And
Yeah.
that's something I so does it let you on Show It do like full videos that are cropped like that? Does that make sense? Because I'm in Squarespace and I can't figure out quite how to do that.
Mm.
Oh, like in the shape?
Yeah, like in
Oh yeah.
Squarespace, it only let you do a rectangle video, not like
No, I think in Show It you can change the frame, but
I can
in
I could put it in a circle, I can put it in a
oh,
anything really. Yeah.
that's why I love Show It.
I know. And I feel for you, Brandon. Like I've done Squarespace, I feel like all of them and Show It's the only one where I'm like, oh, you're actually like want doing the stuff I want you to do. So
I
yeah,
agree.
it's crazy.
I know. Everybody who's like, I'm gonna switch. And I'm like, you should, but do what's best for you.
I know. I feel like it's a lot of like heavy lifting Show It because you do have to kind of touch everything if you don't have like a template you love. But once you figure it out, it's so easy.
Squarespace is probably the easiest builder wise, but Show
Uh,
It is more you can add you can
more
do more
flexibility.
customization,
yeah.
which is nice.
Well, thank you
Yeah,
so much. I really appreciate it.
yeah, no problem.
Um,
Okay, I am gonna open the floor for questions with our remaining time, and then yeah, any questions about anything or yeah.
um oh, is someone
Yeah.
else trying to speak? I don't want to anyway, so basically like okay, I am currently trying to figure out how to advertise. OKC is where I want to advertise the most because that's what I'm like closest to. But
Mhm.
Tulsa is somehow I'm getting way more weddings for Tulsa. Um,
Okay.
so like on my homepage, I'm like, do I put that I'm an OKC wedding videographer or a Tulsa wedding videographer? They're about the same, like keyword wise, or do I make two separate homepages, one for OKC, one for Tulsa, and just do one keyword? I guess I don't
Do
know.
you want to, I mean, are you okay shooting in Tulsa?
Yeah, I mean it's they're both it's very close to me. So yeah,
Okay.
they're really
Because
close.
like if you want to be in both locations and you're already like getting a lot for Tulsa, then yeah, I would separate the two and have like a Tulsa landing page and then an OKC landing page because
And
then
are they
you're not
both homepages? Like
what?
are they both like under home and then you have like home?
So it could be like I'll show you an example. Hang on. So my homepage is just a general keyword. It's not location based. However, you can make it a location based keyword, and then you could have a drop down like services and then have, Oklahoma City and then Tulsa
Yeah,
or whatever. But my homepage keyword is general. It's just destination elopement photographer, and that's mostly because I travel, so I'm not tied to a location.
yeah.
But the main ones that I want to be focused on are these three. So these are my landing pages that I created that are location based. So my like kind of what I was telling who was it? Think it was I don't remember who, but if you have a drop down that maybe says like Oklahoma City or if you wanted them in your navigation, and here's the thing, they don't have to be in your navigation, but it's cool because if they are on your Tulsa page, then you could go and direct them to the Oklahoma City page or vice versa if they're looking for that specific city. But they don't have to be in the navigation. They can just be an orphan page, meaning they're the only way you're able to get to it is through either Google or having the direct link. So there's kind of the strategy there. Um, and you would just, yeah, essentially make them their own little like pages, but your home page would be whichever one you want, like, I don't know, more, I guess.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, should I make my homepage Oklahoma in general and then
You could make
yeah.
it more general, like Oklahoma
No,
as a whole. And let's even see if that's like a good keyword, like Oklahoma.
I don't think it is. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Oklahoma videographer.
Yeah.
Not
And for
bad.
that, it comes up with a lot of other stuff, like, there's tons of videography.
It's hard. Okay, so video production. I don't know. I mean, it might be nice to rank for this keyword. Here's a wedding one. Here's another one. Even if you put wedding in front of it, you might show up for that keyword.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I would maybe make your homepage Oklahoma as a whole, and then have the specific cities as like a services drop down or like areas I serve kind of thing. And then those can be also landing pages that work for you organically with Google too.
Yeah,
You
and landing pages are just one keyword, right? That's like
Yes, yeah, you want one keyword focused on each landing page. You don't want like competing words. Yeah.
how many times would you use, like, say it's OKC wedding videographer. How many times should I try to use that in my landing page?
Well, you can use different variations of that keyword. So, for example, if I go down here, I can see other variations of that specific keyword. So, if you can use like not just that same phrase, but just kind of rework it. So, like Oklahoma City videos, Oklahoma City, or videography done in Oklahoma City, or you can get creative and like look at maybe some other variations. But as long as it's the same location and the same service, that phrase is gonna do well. Um, if that's what like your keyword as a whole is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah. And Bethany is actually asking the question I was thinking about next.
Let me
She
see. I know that you've talked a lot about it in the past, but can you touch again on when to use a landing page and when to use blog post? Yes. Um, I'm literally editing these videos for day 5, so they will be dropped tonight. So if you guys are really wanting more on that. But basically your blog is what I like to use it for, and what I've seen the most return on is using my blog as my actual galleries, so my real work. So Brandon, for you, it could be your real videos if you do a blog. Again, if you embed like a YouTube video or Vimeo, and then you have like the text, not just the video, but like text explaining what's going on and storytelling. So my blog is galleries alone, and then my landing pages are actually more of my educational resources. And so when I go here, I've only got 6 right now, and that's because quality goes farther than like quantity of these. These are still driving inquiries like daily for me, and they live forever. So that's why I don't need to be keeping up with the blog and trying to get as much educational content out as possible. Really, I just need to create a really qualitative landing page like this one. This one probably drives in like 2 inquiries a week for me right now. And it's
Wow.
like for Hawaii. And it's because it's a really long page. Like if you scroll, it's got like a lot going on. And that took a lot of resources. And it took me a while to build this out. So and obviously it's got a lot of backlinks. It's got all of the images have their own optimization. It's a long page. So that's why I like using landing pages, because you have a lot of versatility in design. There's a lot more opportunities for people to click. There's a lot more opportunities for like headings and H1 text. Whereas when you have a like you're using a blog platform, you can still show up organically, but I find that they do better with the real gallery work because you're limited in design. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
I feel like design plays a big it plays a big role in driving action, which is missing within the blog platform. So if you want people to reach out to you from an educational post like this or an educational landing page, design is what's going to drive that. It's not the blog. It's not just like showing up organically in the first spot in Google, right? It's getting them here and then getting them to inquire, which is the big step that ultimately we're trying to get done anyway. In my experience, personally and in students that I've mentored, this is the method that works the best. So, does that make sense?
Yeah. And this is the blog.
This is a landing page.
That's the landing page. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a web page, and in the template, you'll see in the show it template, I've created a navigational landing page and an informational landing page just like this so that you guys can use it and then, duplicate it and create however many you want, but you have to do the research and make it really qualitative first. So, um, yeah, and then the blogs are my WordPress blogs and they're just galleries, but they also have keywords in the titles. You can see here, you know.
Wow.
So that's what
Okay.
I use them for. But again, that's coming in day 5, which will be dropped tonight. That's the goal. So if you guys want to like stay up late, I don't know what time it'll actually be done, but it'll be there tomorrow for sure. And yeah, that's kind of my strategy there. I hope that answers your question. But yeah. Does anybody else have any other questions, or Brandon, do you have like follow up or anything?
Yeah, I have follow up, but I feel like I've talked a lot, so I don't want to like.
Unless anyone else has a question.
I actually had one quick one, Danny, if you don't mind
Yeah. Hi,
helping.
Leslie.
Sorry. Hey, sorry, I can turn on my video. My kids are home, so you will hear Fortnite and all kinds of things happening in the background.
It's all good. Mine are too.
Um, so I went on, I think I'm finishing day 3 of the program. Sorry, my brain's not working.
Okay.
Class. And I was checking my keyword
Uh-huh.
in the keyword planner and it's like super low. And so I was like,
Okay.
crud. So I've kind of been trying to like find a new one since my
Okay.
website's only a month old. I was like, I might be able to like switch it really quick so that the
Mhm.
SEO can like pick up.
Yeah.
But I can't find anything. It's like all low, like where there's just not a lot of clicks. And the ones that are
Okay.
getting clicked are very populated.
Okay.
But I
Let's do some
think
research.
my problem is, so my keyword right now that I'm using is Northern California photographer. But then I added like wedding and family. But obviously Northern California is a huge area, number one. I tried doing, yeah, see, like, is that good?
Here's a wedding photographer, but you remind me, you don't do weddings. Yes, you do.
I
Just
do, yeah, I do both. I do weddings and family.
okay.
Most of my
So
income is coming from family.
weddings might be a good one.
Okay.
Let's see who shows up. Uh, yeah, you've
And
got
I'm
people kind
working
of all
on
over.
getting all of my Google reviews. I don't have any of my Google reviews in yet since everything is brand new.
Yeah.
So I have like 20 people that I need to reach out to see if they could just do like a 5-star like rate because I'm not even getting rated. It's kind of frustrating. Like if you put the photographer near me, our top photographer in my area is actually from Iowa.
That's
And she
frustrating.
travels to Central Valley to like do photography. And I was like, what the,
Yeah.
like I should be getting all of that. Or
Yeah.
that sounds prideful. I would hope that people would want someone local. Is what I was thinking.
No. Well, I mean, this isn't a bad keyword, honestly. You could run with that one because it's
Okay.
still, even though it's a variation and it's plural, I still think it's going to work. Um, and so if you wanted to make your homepage Northern California wedding photographer, then you could run with that as your landing page. I
Okay.
Does
think
it have to have the S, or does it can it be?
no, I think you'll still it's got to be still searched, but even without the S, I think Google's still going to show that result.
Okay.
Even though there's the plural there. Because essentially you're looking for a photographer, so even the plural, it's still going to show like the best photographers. So, um, if you think about it with like if Google had a brain, then
Yeah.
it's going to show the Northern California wedding photographers. So that keyword would still work. So I would maybe recommend running with that one for weddings, and then
Okay.
so maybe we niche it a little farther.
Yeah. Because I just didn't know if I should put like a city or
Let's try that.
how to do it.
Bay
Because
Area.
yeah, see, Bay Area is, oh, actually, that's surprising.
Bay Area is pretty good. What else? Maybe like Sacramento. That one's really good.
Maybe that's the one that I'll do then.
You could create a whole landing page on
Because
that. You
I'm,
could have both. So you could have
yeah,
in California wedding as like homepage, and then you can have Sacramento as a whole other thing, but it's all about Sacramento, right? It has to be
Right,
completely centered around that location.
right.
That's how I
Okay.
like to view keywords, if that makes sense.
No, this is super helpful because like, yeah, and it's hard because families is what I'm getting booked the most with right now.
Yeah.
I want to get into weddings, but I don't know enough about them in the area yet to like even know venues or like be able to do these like backlinks or anything
Yeah.
that is related
Mhm.
with families I am. So, but it's like that hard. I feel like I'm in this like two-edged sword of like
Yeah.
families is what I know, but I'm trying to shift into kind of like I think it was Denisha that was talking about like she's in weddings, but trying to shift into videography rather
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
being. And so it's like I need to make money, but I need to shift into this
So
other.
then, like, so you can keep the family stuff. I mean, remind me, are people finding you on Google for family stuff?
I'm like brand new. Like no
Okay.
one's finding me for
So
anything.
then if we're trying to go the wedding route and that's like where we want to be going, then I would create content around that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And then I could use Sacramento wedding photographer.
As its own landing page.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. That I can definitely. Oh, so that's a
And
landing page. That's not
yeah,
my.
so that's going to be in day 5, which I said is like dropping tonight. You'll see it
Right.
tomorrow. So if you want to know more about what that's all about, that's going to be in that day. So,
Okay.
yes, it would be its own landing page. Yeah.
Okay. So I could keep, so what you're saying, sorry, I just want to make sure I understand. So, keep Northern California photographer or
Do
photographers,
Northern California wedding photographer
wedding photographer,
and then
and then
create
do
a
landing
Sacramento
page.
wedding photographer as its own thing. That's what I would
And I
do.
could do Bay Area
You
as
could
its
also
own as well, right? Because I've actually, the weddings I've shot are in the Bay so
yeah.
far.
Yep, you
Okay.
could also do Bay. Yes.
Okay.
That one's
Oh,
like a big
sorry.
keyword. You're
It's
all
like
good.
too many mind. That's what I call it. Like there's like so many things like
Oh yeah, no, I totally get it.
trying to figure out. So
When
thank
in doubt, just specify it out, and
Okay.
then just create content around all the different specifications.
Okay.
That's
Sold.
gonna
I
help you
can slowly
do
do
this.
that.
As long as it's a good keyword, you're gonna be
I
good.
know, and that's where I get so like, because
I
like I
know.
want it to be a good keyword. Because when I
Yeah.
did the like check your website critique stuff that you showed, like putting in your domain, that as far as Google's concerned, like my SEO score was like really high. Like they were like, your SEO is awesome, which I was like, sweet, but my keyword stinks.
Right,
So
so let's get a good keyword and then you're going to be great. And also focus on your domain authority. And the more that you do that, the more ranking you'll
yeah,
have.
mine's like way low, but I think it's because I'm
That's
not
because you're new.
known
So you
yet,
just got to get more
right?
backlinks and things. And once
Okay.
that starts accumulating,
Okay.
you'll
So
have more to show for that.
once Leslie changes her keyword, how does she get Google to recrawl that?
So you do that within Google's Search Console. You
Mhm.
ask it to re-index. Have you seen that video in the course yet?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched
So
that.
that's
Now,
that's the quickest way to do it, but I wouldn't do that until you're really kind of done making changes because if you
Okay.
keep asking Google to re-index, sometimes it's like, why are you doing
Yeah,
that?
why? Because I just did it when I was on that part of the course. I just did it last week, which was why I was like, oh, sweet, I get to see Danny next Wednesday. So
Yeah.
it was
So
like
you could
trying to
change the
figure out,
keyword and then have Google re-index it. I would just do it not like all the time. uh, and do it
okay.
for the specific page that you want it to crawl. If you can do that, then you're good. But
For
oh,
that keyword, does it need to be like, for example, say your keyword isn't an H1, it's like a paragraph thing. Does it matter?
as long as the keyword is within the page, obviously Google's gonna probably check the H1 tags first and then like
mhm,
the subsequent tags after that. So as long as you've got it in like H1, H2 stuff, that's good, but in paragraph as well.
yeah,
Variations of the word, like I was saying. So not like the complete phrase over and over and over and over again, but keywords like, you know, uh, like Bay Area and like
Yeah.
weddings in Bay Area, that
okay,
type of thing.
So like Danny, on your homepage, I think I remember because I was looking at this yesterday, like your destination element photographer, that's not like an H1, that's like a paragraph thing, and
Yeah,
then
but it's still a heading.
it still works. Okay, cool.
It still
That's
works. And then if you rename the page, the keyword itself too, that's a big one.
like the
So
URL slug. Is that what you mean?
No, on the back end, the page title, if you
Oh,
can
okay.
rename that to be the keyword too, that's going to be huge. And also in the meta description, it's more on the back end. Um, mhm.
Mm.
I think Squarespace allows you to do that. I think I went through that in the tutorial.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
I
I did.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right, friends. Well, I have to hop off, but I hope that this was fun. If you guys have more questions, just drop them in the group, whichever group you're in, school or the 7-day photo website launcher group. And then, like I said, the course is set to launch and hard launch on June 5th. That's where we're headed. So all the videos are supposed to be done by June 2nd and 3rd.
You.
That's my goal. So, thanks everybody. And until next time, I'll see you in a couple weeks for our next call.
Thanks,
All
Sam.
right. Bye, everyone.